First, just a warm welcome to Megan and Cody's family, Kohler's family. Right after the homily and the prayers of the faithful, we'll proceed with the rite of baptism. Not something we get to see all the time, so it's really beautiful. Thank you, Cody and Megan, for volunteering to do it in front of all these wonderful people. If you've traveled any, especially if you drive around the country, when you go, especially state to state, every state loves their state. And so typically when you go into a new state, there's some very large sign that says, "Welcome to Missouri. Welcome to Texas. Welcome to Oklahoma." And then usually underneath that, they have some kind of little phrase. Sometimes it's kind of their official motto or sometimes their unofficial motto. So you go into Missouri and it says, "Welcome to Missouri, the show me state." And I always wondered, what? Show you what? What do you want? I don't understand. You go into Texas, where I grew up, and it says, "Don't mess with Texas." I remember driving into Oklahoma as a kid, and it said, "Oklahoma is okay." And I thought, these people need a little self-esteem boost. But every state, I learned, also has an official motto. Probably the most famous, at least the one I know, is the state of New Hampshire. Their state motto is, "Live free or die." I learned some others. The state of West Virginia, "Mountaineers are always free." The state of Kentucky, "Let us be grateful to God." And then I scroll down and I see the state motto of Oklahoma. And in Latin, it's "Labor omnia vincit." Work conquers all. I thought that was a little odd. Mostly because it's not true. Work conquers all. I understand where it's coming from. Work is good. Hard work is good. There are times when we just have to simply work hard. Your homework is stacked up. You're behind at work. You've got all these emails, right? There's a time when you just got to sit down and get it done. Hard work. Your lawn is grown. There's a tree that needs to be cut down. There's a time when you just got to get after it, where hard work is going to accomplish something good. But the mindset that work conquers all is not a healthy one. The idea that if we just work harder, we'll achieve everything that we ever want. Partially true, but not totally true. That's especially true with our faith. We don't believe that our salvation can be earned. That if I just work harder, then God will love me. If I just work harder, then I'll get to heaven. That's not how our faith works. We cannot earn our salvation. Salvation is a free gift from the Lord. And so work conquers all, we would say, is not entirely true. Especially in light of the last several weeks, Father Healy and I have been kind of on this theme of reclaiming Sundays for the parish and for the family. Our desire as your priests is that Sundays once again reclaim an important place in our lives. As a culture, not looking at anybody in particular, but as a culture, we've gotten to a point where Sundays are kind of just another day. Sundays are another day to fill with stuff. Sundays are the day that we catch up on all the stuff that we didn't get done on the other 6 days. And so what happens when we treat Sunday, the Lord's Day, a day of leisure, a day of rest, when we treat Sunday like every other day, the ultimate result of that is, one, we don't really have time to pray. We squeeze out, oftentimes, time that would have been spent with family or friends or neighbors. We squeeze out time that could have been spent doing the works of mercy, visiting the lonely, spending time with those who are sick. We end up squeezing out time that we need to rest. And so we become tired. And I don't know about you, but tired Father O'Brien is not good Father O'Brien. And I'm going to say probably the same about you. When we're tired, when we're constantly on the go, when there's no time to pull back, to rest, to pray, to contemplate, to have leisure, to think about the good things of life and all that God has given us, when we don't take time for that, we become much more self-focused and we become tired. And the Lord is asking us to live a different way. The parable of the mustard seed that we just heard is I think, a good sort of segue. You think of the mustard seed, right? It's very small. You'd think it's kind of very insignificant. But that is the seed that ultimately grows into something much, much larger. I think sometimes we can have the mentality that what difference does it make if I take Sundays more seriously? Me as an individual, me as a family, us as a parish. What difference would it make? Everything's going to be open anyway. All the sports, all the activities, they're going to go on even if we choose to opt out or even if we choose a different way. All those stores are going to be open even if I don't shop there. But the mustard seed is a great example of something small that can become something much larger. Even though our effort to reclaim Sundays might be seemingly insignificant, okay, we're a small parish in a small diocese in a small state. Nobody looks at us and says, we got to do what they're doing. What does it matter? But what it matters is in your life, in the life of your family, in the life of this parish. That if we can reclaim Sundays, if we can take things more seriously, that Sundays really are a day of rest, a day for prayer, a day for the family. What we're going to see are great fruits in the life of us as individuals, as families, and as a parish. There's a word, I'm going to use this word, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. There's a phrase that gets used to describe many churchgoers. And the word is, again, hear me out. The phrase is practical atheism. And that is that we say that we believe this, this, and this, but our lives do not reflect that we believe that, and that. And I think in the area of Sundays, in the area of the third commandment, keeping holy the Lord's Day, keeping holy the Sabbath, I think in many ways we're practical atheists. We say that we love the commandments. We say we want to follow the commandments, and yet we don't really live that way. Sunday is just another day. So that's a great challenge to not only accept the faith that we truly believe, but then to live that out. During the baptism rite today, I'm going to ask the parents and godparents and everyone who's here, do you renounce Satan and all his works and all his empty promises? And we'll say together, I do. One of those empty promises is that we can save ourselves. One of those empty promises, sorry Oklahoma, I love you. One of those empty promises is that work conquers all. It doesn't. God does. The resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead conquers all. And so, the great challenge that is in front of us, to reclaim Sundays for the parish and for the family. It's my hope that we can live that out. It's a great challenge, but one that I hope we'll take seriously. The mustard seed starts small and becomes large. That can be us in the way that we live out this great commandment to keep holy the Lord's Day.